up because you got feel like you got such a mountain to climb. But when you already got that routine, then you good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. Well, yeah. Shit, we can go and get this thing popping. That's good with you.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right,
Number 3.
for a third time. Yeah. Once again, from the great minds of NahmTalmBout, this is Write a Verse with You. I am Ryan Book, and I got my homie. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. DL3, David Acosta, your man from around the way, as always. What was I said? Rain or shine. I'm always on time. DL3. Verse number 3. This is the third verse since we old school. Make sure we hit and record this time, please.
Oh yeah, hey, that y'all dumb early.
It ain't even your fault neither. I know one of them times was not your fault. I believe. I fully believe that you was not.
Definitely 50-50 on this. Well, yeah, like I said, we jump right into it. First bar, who is your favorite artist that you know?
My favorite artist that I know. Yeah. It's got to be my man US. God bless him. I know I've spoken about him a few times. My man US, he's not well. He's mentally ill. And he's homeless. He's out in the streets. But one of the most creative cats that I've ever met. He took a lot from me. I took a lot from him. We sort of met in our early stages of being MCs. I had a very studious, like linear kind of style to my rhymes, very boom, 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 very real predictable, kind of pleasing to the ear, like you knew when my shit was hitting or whatever. And but his shit was more out there. Like he was just a wild cat. And once he kind of incorporated my style, like I knew how to count bars, I knew how to, I knew transitions and bridges and bop, bop, bop. Once he incorporated my shit, he was fucking out of here. His shit joints still pop up on all of my playlists. He's just talented as fuck, super, super fire. Just, a lot of maybe some inner demons that he couldn't get a hold of. Wherever he's at, I hope he's safe. God bless him. My man US, yo.
Okay. All right, second bar. Coachella, Summer Jam, or Something in the Water. Which one would you have?
Something in the Water. Shout to VA, man. Fuck out of here. Fuck you mean. Something in the Water always. Y'all need to go and look up who the fuck owns Coachella. They don't fuck with us. The owner of Coachella does not fuck with us. I'm a New York head, so shout out to Summer Jam always. But we gonna give VA love, Something in the Water for sure. Cause they do the indie joint too, which I love. I like how they did that. They gave other cat, the up and coming cats a spot like the day before, something like that. So I fuck with that.
All right, third bar. What is a song you wish you were featured on?
Shit. Wow, that's a good question. Fucking A song that I wish that I was featured on. See, I was wondering what kind of spicy shit you was gonna come up with. I was trying to anticipate like what the fuck. I did not think of that fucking question. God damn, that's a good ass question. I'ma just yo, put me on Banned from TV.
Okay.
Put me on Banned from TV, yo. That shit. I remember people might not know this. Rock and Soul was one of them old school like fat beats. People probably know fat beats, right? People don't show love to Rock and Soul like they do fat beats for whatever reason. But Rock and Soul was just like fat beats. Like you could go and catch the white labels. I seen Funkmaster Flex over there. I seen like Red Alert over there. You catch DJs over there. They would put out shit. Remember when shit used to come out on Tuesdays? They would put shit out on Friday because they would have it. And they wouldn't wait to put it out. They was like, fuck it, whatever. And I caught Nori's shit early. And I had that shit blasting in the hood before anybody had it. And I was knocking that shit hard, yo. Put me on the last verse, yo. Yeah. Or put me before Nori's verse where he's dissing Tragedy.
We might not make the Nori verse if that was the case, dude.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm taking somebody out, yo. I'm taking somebody out.
Next one. Your best and your worst show.
All right. The best show was when me and Aj, shout to Aj, Elevate Music always, when me and Aj debuted Tell a Friend. It was so and then that's that big 7-Eleven in the middle of VCU. Is that like Robinson Street? What the fuck is the name of that? Right. So right around the corner from there was a little jump off that used to let us rock. You know, we used to always have to find a spot that would let us go. And the first time we did Tell a Friend, I was like, yo, we got one with this. We had a hook that was easy, that people could recite. People was like, tell a friend. Like, it was just like, you know, we really had one. And my mans and them was touring from, my mans and them from Brooklyn were touring one of those get in your car and tour type shits where you just driving up and down the East Coast. And they were serious about their shit. And they were like, yo, that's the one, you know. When we debuted Tell a Friend, that was really it. The worst show was we did a show at Baja, and Baja Bean shows was tough, man, because like motherfuckers was walking through there, you know, like it wasn't really a space that was really conducive to nothing. It was just a big ass room. I remember there was one that we promoted for us specifically. It didn't nobody show up, and I was tired. And Shan was spinning. And Shan was like, fucking, I'm just spinning the old school, you know, and he was spinning with Slick Rick and all kinds of shit that I was fucking with, but like, you know, it wasn't nobody there, you know, so even Shan was like, bro, y'all paid me, I'm gonna spin, but this shit ain't really it. And then we had to go on. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I know. I had a couple of nights myself, so I definitely know.
But Aj was never had his head down about shit, and neither did y'all. Like, whenever I seen y'all perform over there, y'all was always like, cool, it's showtime, let's go. Like, I was the only one that was like, it was a drag, you know. Y'all always kept y'all spirits about you.
Yeah, because I actually had my head down. I just went to the bar like, fuck it, I'm gonna get drunk.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Next bar. You appearing on Yo MTV Raps, 106 in Park, or The Basement?
Yo MTV Raps, for sure. Yo, put me up there with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre, man. You know what I'm saying? I loved Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. So Ed Lover and Dr. Dre was in the morning on Saturdays, and Fab Five Freddy was at night on Saturdays. And it was like two totally different shows. But you know what I'm saying? Definitely that, but also shout to Video Music Box, the original DJ Ralph McDaniels, you know what I'm saying? Like, Video Music Box did it before everybody, you know what I'm saying? Before Yo and before all that shit on public access.
All right, 6 bar. Have you ever been outburst on a track?
Shit. Yo, US got me a few fucking times. US and Brian, my man Brian the Lion 718 SOE, that's my man. He gonna see this at some point. Brian done got me a few times. I know it for a fact. And there was some joints too where I was like, you talking about joints that I wish I was on. There was a joint, US and Brian had some shit. They just had some real synergy. They lived around the corner from each other in East New York. They had some shit. And goddamn, and that ride, I always say that riding down 64, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I don't know if y'all outbarred me, but I was in y'all element. And when y'all was in y'all motherfucking Southside pocket, you know what I mean? I was just a visitor on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole concept of riding down 64 was biting off of going down Broad. You know what I mean? We was just biting, trying to make a part 2, and it came out fire. But going down Broad was fucking hard. I love that shit.
Respect. Damn.
Yeah.
You threw me.
Shout to Murder Cat Boys.
Yeah.
Murder Cat. Let's go. I just seen you post some shit with all your old records.
Yeah. Like I said, that was a hell of a memory lane for myself, bro. God damn. Don't get me to start talking. How many names have you been through? Stage names. How many names have you been?
Just the one, because I told you I suck at making names. And nobody wanted me to change my name. Everybody was like, yo, we're not gonna call you that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember before Saigon came out, I was fucking with Shanghai. And like DL3 didn't mean anything. Like I was like, what does DL3 mean? I was like, it don't mean nothing. Like it's just a graffiti name. And graffiti names don't mean anything. It's just something that looks cool when you write it. So like Shanghai also didn't mean anything. I was just like, and it was like, if it don't mean nothing, then fuck that. You're like, your name is 3. Like that's it. You ain't like, we're not calling you nothing else. I was like, well, like the streets gonna let you know if they fucking with something that you do. And they let me know they was not fucking with no other name. So that's what it is.
Okay. Next bar. TV show theme song. What TV show theme song do you wish you could have done, or you would redo?
What I redo? So good question. TV show theme song, because I always like the Wire's theme song. I like how they flipped it every season. I like the season with the kids when the kids sang the Down in the Hole verse. I really felt that. So like maybe I would fuck with like my own version of Way Down in the Hole for like season 6 or some shit like that. Just because they always figured out a way to give it a new Steve. You know what I'm saying? Like the one with the old man too, that when you walk through the garden, like he flipped it too.
Yeah.
That was you know what I'm saying? Like he gave it so much soul, man. He put some like sprinkled some Creole on that shit or something. That shit was hard. So I wish that maybe I could figure out a way to flip the Down in the Hole. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe just make the beat for it or something.
Okay. Which one would you have? Knife bar. Would you want a Vibe article, Source hip hop quotable, or double XL freshman list? Which one?
Source hip hop quotable, easy. Easy. Cause they fucked up the freshman list, man. And honestly, like they fucked up the freshman list, and the real artist that was cracking started to peak and was just like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like when they didn't put Drake on the list, they fucked up. When they didn't put Votto on the list, they fucked up. Like at that time, when they didn't put Votto on the first couple lists was it. When you had Currency and Wale and Blue and Asher Roth and them, that was it. And the next one was cool, but like eventually it became political and it became like who actually wants to be on the list, because they really fucked it up when Drake wasn't on it. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of opened the door for people to feel like, yeah, maybe this isn't really the wave no more, you know. And when they left Votto off, Votto would have been on it. Votto was like, yo, I would have did it. They didn't fucking holler at me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Votto thought he was too cool for it. And like that shit, then it started to go downhill. But the Source quotable, bro, like if you got a verse in that shit, those verses was legendary verses in there. You know, Verbal Intercourse is in there. You know, Black Thought had a verse in there. Pun's verse, My Murderous Rap, Verbal Attack, and Actual Fact. So if you had a verse in there, those verses is legendary fucking verses. So I would have been honored to have one of those.
All right, 10th bar. Instead of asking you when did you know you made it, I'll ask what is something that you never thought you would do when you put pen to paper, like maybe a tour or shooting a video.
Man, when I put pen to paper for the first time, I was just impressed that I could get my raps off, you know. So having other MCs like yourself, like my man you, like Aj, and people respect my craft and what I did. You know, I never took that shit for granted. And when I quit, you know, the one thing that I kind of missed was like, you know, the love of your peers was super important and something that I missed, the camaraderie, but also like getting that love for what you do. And I really missed that shit. And I think that was something that I'm the most proud of, that I never really felt like, you know, like, damn, like people really fuck with this. Like it's something that I would just do by myself. I never really used to catch a vibe like around people. And so when it grew and when people just started fucking with it, I was like, man, like this is real cool, you know. So I never really, that to me was always just something. Maybe that's a humble thing, but I always felt like that was really special that people fuck with what I did.
Okay. Okay. All right. 11th bar. Dream situation. A one producer project, similar to how Royce and Primo linked, or how Thought and Danger Mouth linked. Who would be the one producer you would link during the time?
Yeah, you know I was gonna. Yeah, man, Danger Mouse, man, that motherfucker. Yo, a dream situation, and this is hella ambitious. Let me do a Roots album.
Okay.
Can I get the Roots in there to do my album instead of produce, you know, and they wouldn't. Like if there was a situation where I could do a whole album with the Roots as the band, and not necessarily say, Tariq, you can't be a part of it or whatever, but just like have them play my shit, you know, just because that shit would sound so crazy. Like we could just, there's nowhere where we can't go. Um, you know, their sound is what got me into so much other shit. Like they on Illadelph Half-Life, they got that song at the end. It's just like a straight jazz record. Ain't nobody rapping or singing. It's just a jazz record. And like, it's just an incredible joint, you know. So let me see if I could get the Jimmy Fallon band to fuck with me.
I like that. I like that. One dream collaboration project. Similar to how Styles and Dave East linked up, or how 2 Chainz and Wayne linked up. Who was the artist that you would link up for an entire project with?
That's a good one. That's a good one. And you know what? On the last one, I got to give a shout out to Metro Boomin. That Spider-Man shit is, don't sleep on that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Like I was impressed. I was like, yo, at first it got annoying that everybody had like a little Spider-Man verse, like a little a web metaphor and shit like that. Fucking Wayne's Spider-Man verse was crazy.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, he really made this sound such a soundscape. But a dream collaboration, somebody that I would fuck with. And like let me that's a good one. I want to like look through my phone. Let me do a joint with Donald Glover, man.
Okay.
Let me do a joint with Donald Glover, man. Donald Glover, he'll outbar you. He'll sing the hook with you. You know, he'll get his man that does the production. He's the dude that does wild movie scores and shit. You ever seen The Mandalorian? You know who did the theme song, The Mandalorian? It's fire. Dun, 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 dun. That's the same cat he's like Childish Gambino's band leader. And he produced basically like most of his shit. So if I could work with them cats and get and do a whole album with Childish Gambino, fire.
Okay. I'm liking these answers. I'm liking these. Most memorable. Your first time owning a cipher, your first time riding home listening to yourself, or your first time performing?
I would say riding home, listening to myself on a record, very similar to having people respect what you do. It's just something that I couldn't even imagine when I started it. And like, Get on the 95 was a good ass fucking record, bro. You know, it really was. We made a few joints. I had a mixtape that I don't know if you ever heard, called Slap the Shit Out You. I made it in New York, and we did it over all older school, not super old school, but like, you know, P Rock and CL Smooth and Mobb Deep shit or whatever. And all my guys got on it, and it was really fucking fire, man. I was really proud of that shit. I didn't promote it and that was our downfall, is that I was not very into self-promoting, and that was the beginning of, you got to promote your shit or else it's not going to happen. But Slap the Shit Out You is fire. I need to, my man sent it to me and I still have it in my email, but I don't know how to like download it. I got to get it to y'all. That shit is hard.
Yeah, I'll let it hit it. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog.
Yeah, I'll get it to you. That was really when I was like I would say at my peak. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the beginning of it. That was right before I got here. So it's like the beginning of my peak.
Okay. 14th bar. The biggest difference between your NY and VA music experiences.
The biggest difference?
Yeah.
The biggest difference was, you know, WeBI had a fucking studio. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes had professional equipment. These dudes had a professional space, you know, and Odds really mastermind the projects. You know, he really did a lot of the legwork. He really did a lot of the recording and making things sound the way they were supposed to sound. My guys in New York, shout to them, shout to Everyday Wonder, shout to my man KG, shout to Juice, shout to Juice. Juice really worked with me so much and really, you know, fostered a lot of my shit. They did a lot of the recording there, but they didn't have professional spaces. This was in their bedrooms. And so this was just a level up. And that's why I moved here. You know, I was just like, yo, come move down here. We got a situation. So the sound quality and the ability to have that space, just it was a big boost, you know, and fucking spitting on throwaway Clef Dollars beats, you know, rest in peace, Clef Dollars. Yo, throwaway Clef Dollars beats. That's Get on the 95 was half throwaway Clef Dollar beats. You know what I'm saying? Like we had no business having that quality of beat for free, you know. And Clef was like, yeah, man, just get ahead. You know what I'm saying? And we was like, all right, like sure.
Some of them just fell our way though. We have about 7 to 8 of them. Just I'm like, yo, these are crazy.
Bro, looking back on it, how fucking blessed were we to just have Clef Dollar beats in pocket, just like yo, for the free. And then he gave us on the arm. He gave us just smashing it. That joint, you know, that one. He made the joints for WeBI and we just took them. But the just smashing it, we went to his crib and he said, okay, you can have this one. And that was like the closest we came to like working with him. I know Canada was there, Joey Gallo was there, whatever, and that was cool. So rest in peace to that man's fucking genius and everybody, you know, a loved cat, a lot of energy, just a good dude and a real genius on the boards.
Yeah, definitely a good dude, man. And it's funny because I'm not gonna say that it's weird to say that like he really appreciated good music, and I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it weirdly or whatever, but it's like the props that he gave us for our music, and he didn't really know us.
Yeah,
every single time he saw us, he spoke to us like that. And it's like, yo, this is crazy because, like I said to us, that's Clef Dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
he was a dude. He was a dude, man, and he didn't get the shine that he would have gotten had he still been with us. You know, God bless him. You know what I'm saying? Shit was starting to come together for him, you know, and the talent level was there. It just, you know, it's a grind. You just gotta wait your turn till you get one that pops, you know. And he had the record with Sean Price or whatever. It would have happened. It would have continued to progress for him, and he would definitely show you love if you came with it. And he will also tell you was fucking shit if you know what I'm saying. Like he was always at least on one sip of something, so he was, you know, never too far away from telling you shit was garbage if that's what was the case. You know what I'm
saying? I love shit like that, dude. especially doing that time of WeBI, man. Everybody was like mad honest, and it wasn't on some shooting you down type shit. It's like, yo, I'm with you, so I'm trying to make sure you make good shit because I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like 7 dudes. If your verse is whack, it's not making the record. It's not making the record. You know what I mean? Like, period. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Bar 15. What is your favorite song to perform?
Tell a Friend. Tell a Friend was incredible. We really touched, you know, shout to Mike, the Easy Button, you know what I'm saying? Mike really hit the nail on the head with that beat. It was a fucking slapper. The hook was just, you know, it was just so simple and easy. And it really, like, definitely was the one, you know, I felt like, yeah, we're really touching it. And just smashing it. Also, I really liked just smashing it, doing that joint.
Okay.
Had Josephine winning that shit.
All right, bar 16. What is your favorite hip hop album ever?
You know, I should be able to answer that a lot easier. But you know, it changes so much over time.
Yeah, that word ever always makes it different.
Right? It really does. And it's like you know, you stamping it. I would say, I think I got something right here to answer that question. I'm gonna say, just for the impact of what it meant to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get ahead, just because I got it right here. Can you see that?
Okay. Okay.
I got the T-shirt right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 1994, right before I went to high school. Right? That shit came out like the day before I went to high school.
Yeah.
And I had that shit. That Ready to Die, boy. That Ready to Die, man. That shit from beginning to end. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Unbelievable is still one of the craziest records I've ever fucking heard. The way, but yo, it's crazy how Primo had one fucking beat on that album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And still comes up with the best joint after Easy Mo B tears the whole shit apart. But yeah, I would say if I had to pick one, it would be Ready to Die.
Okay. I can definitely agree with that.
I'm glad I kept this T-shirt. Been sitting in this fucking car for like 2 weeks.
For a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
She was like, "Yo, I'm back here, yo."
Yeah, it's like, yo, I'm right here. The answer's right here.
Well, yeah, that is 16 bars, and that is a verse, man.
Yo, man, it's fun every time. It's fun every time, except I want to actually watch this one back.
So I can actually send you a link this time, goddammit.
Please, man. Yo, thank you for having me. Great fucking questions as always. You came up with a couple of spicy ones that I wasn't ready for. That's the best. That's the best thing, man. I love it.
Another thing. I thought about it because I told him last night. I was like, "Yo, I think I'm gonna change that most memorable." I think I'm gonna change that because everybody says their first show, and I'm so glad that you said your first time
hearing myself.
Because at first that was what the question was. It was, you know what I mean, ride
Do you
home.
remember the first time you rode home? I remember.
Yeah. And the way the question goes, like most time they do answer that is my first time performing. But the way I asked the question, as soon as I say, like, yeah, of course it's my first time recording. Oh, of course it's my first time, you know what I mean, owning the cipher. Oh, of course it's my, so it both to go like that, but I'm really happy you went back to goddamn my first time listening to myself, because I remember that. It was like, yeah, like you said, you just couldn't believe it, yo. Like
this is real. Yeah. Like I can give this to somebody else.
Yeah, like that nigga nice, yeah. Like